Welcome back to Giving Chances Farm. Today we're going to be going through the beehives and doing a little bit of evaluation, see where they're at and what we need to do to move forward. So we're going to be pulling the Apivar treatments out of here as well. So. Really not a whole lot of activity in here, but they are taking.
This is one of the hives that we marked the last time we was in for the treatment as a questionable whether it would survive or not. And as of today, like Tony just said, there is still activity in here, so
yep.
As of right now, we are still good.
And I see bee coverage on about 4 frames, both sides. Right now, like I said, it's not as packed out as
Some of them.
I would like it to be at this time, but they are at least taking down some of the pollen patty. So,
do you remember if this was a
this was a
late
swarm.
split?
It was a swarm at one time. So the fact that it's even alive still is surprising to us, because most of the reports we've seen for our area talk about 80% of the swarms didn't survive. So and these bees are from this colony. They're not robber bees, because they're not trying to come out the top at me. They're staying here and they're working, trying to do their job. So I'm gonna try and move this patty. I'm gonna have to get some work done, and then I'll bring it back. So
A little closer over here.
they're mostly concentrated on the center, like between the 2 boxes basically. So I'm gonna try and get some of this propolis busted so I can get down in there.
And try not to break the frame.
Yeah. Being the first time we've manipulated frames since last fall. Trying to be careful and make sure we're not tearing equipment up. So. Alright, so we got honey at the top of this. On my side. Honey on that side.
Is that capped or is there nectar?
I meant the capped.
Oh.
Honey is what I'm going on.
And the
for.
frame next to it is the same.
Yeah, they're
it's
not
got
putting
capped.
any nectar in it, so I was gonna look just to make sure I didn't look out and see here. There is a lot of smaller bees running around in here that I would assume are newer bees. So I'm gonna go ahead and, just to save space, I'm gonna set this one right back here. We'll just be careful not to knock it over. Okay, there is some capped brood here.
There's
Larvae.
drone. I see some drone down there.
All the way to eggs. There's some drones in here. They are backed on a little bit of, but yeah, there's eggs all the way
There's
through.
more cat brood on
Cat
this
brood.
side.
There's cat brood on this side. So, okay. I feel a lot more confident with that. I'm gonna step to the side and let Brittany look also. But it felt pretty good about the hive as soon as I got in it, and I seen that they were actually taking pollen. Not really sure on that, whether it's a old wives' tale or myth, or if there's truth to it or not. But from what we have noticed with our own hives and what we have been told by others, if they're taking that pollen patty, that is usually a sign of a queen in the hive. We have yet to see the queen because this is only the second frame we pulled out, but I see fresh eggs all the way through cat brood, so I don't need to go through the rest of the hive per se and find her, because I know she's in the box, or there wouldn't be the eggs there. So we're going to move that frame back this way. It comes my way.
I know.
Okay.
I'm just trying to get it
You'll have to put it in place because it's
so properly.
yeah. And then we'll put the other frame back in there, get the pollen patty back across the top of it. We know they have plenty of food sources in there, and they have pollen on top, so that hive is good. We'll keep an eye on it as far as its growth to make that decision as to when we either add a honey super to it or what. But at this current time, it's not ready, in my opinion. We need a little bit more time on it, but it is growing and does have a productive queen at this time. So Brittany's putting the pollen patty back in place now. She'll put the lid on it. We'll move on to the next hive. And then now we'll be able to put that brick flat instead of standing it up. The red brick, that when we stand one up, that means we saw something the last time that we wanted to double check. We knew it was a little bit light compared to the other hives, but now we know for sure there's a laying queen in there.
Okay, today is 4/14. I'm gonna put
Eggs through cat brood.
well that, but small C for colony.
Yep.
But there was E for eggs through CB cat brood.
All right. So basically, if you notice, Brittany carries a large Sharpie with us, and we write on top of our Advantech lids the date and what we saw in there. So between that and going back and watching our videos that we make, that's how we take our notes when we're at the house. That way we can remember what's in each colony. And also, by doing these videos and watching them, sometimes we see something in the video that we didn't quite see out here. It's kind of hard to see through these screened veils sometimes, depending on the way the sun is hitting it, as to what you're actually seeing when you're out here. But when I get in the house and I can take that video and put it on our TV screen, so it's blown up a lot bigger than it is me seeing here. There's lots of times that we've seen something and come out the next day or so to fix that if we see something that's a problem. So we're going to continue on and get through some more of these hives.
Hold on a second.
Yep.
There's some smoke in it because they...
This one here is one of them that normally comes out and talks to you. They'll give us a few warning shots to let us know they don't like us in there.
They sound like they were all up on that top, so they even did They got eggs and
Okay, so
larvae.
this one here, they've got eggs and larvae on this top. So this one needs another box on it. We'll get the treatment out of here, and I will mark this box that we need another one on top of it. So we have an opportunity. We either add a honey super on here, or we can put another deep box on here and then use that third deep box as
a split.
as a split. So the way that I would do that is I would let her come up in here for a little while into that third box, and then once she starts laying in it, I would end up verifying that we find her, move her down, and then we could put a queen excluder on it just to make sure she doesn't come up into that third box anymore. Then I could start taking that third box off, turn around and put a super on there if I needed to. But this is a pretty decent colony, and when I look down in here, they're pretty packed out. So we're gonna have to do something with them and do it quick, or otherwise they're gonna swarm on us. So we will either get to putting the other box on here later today, after, depending on how long it takes us to get through these colonies, or tomorrow at the latest.
I mean, because worst part, where we got the camera setting on is a dead out, so we could take one of those jeeps.
It is. So that's what I'm going to do. I forgot you told me that.
Well,
let's look at the bottom box.
Let's make sure that they're not in the bottom box.
Yep. Because
if they aren't, then we may just switch the boxes around.
Yeah, let's, I'm betting they're down there.
Oh. There's part of it. Okay, yep, they're down there too, and they got larvae and all that stuff.
Between the boxes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they need another box and they need one now. So I'll be right back. I know which one I can get.
Do you need a hive tool just in case? Let's say use that purple and dark purple and blue. Make sure this don't have the queen on it. We've done that in the past.
Hive tool real quick. Okay. So.
That front corner.
Oop. Okay, so there we go. I just added a box with 10 frames on top of it. So we'll be able to put the lid on here. They'll move all that comb down. They'll move the wax. We won't have to worry about it.
I just didn't know if some of it would.
Nope, you can put it, it'll be okay. Yep.
I just wanted to make sure she wasn't on there.
Right. But we'll let them reuse all this. And even the open larvae that's in there, they'll consume that and use it as feed again, so they'll be okay with that. So
get my marker out.
Basically right now what I've done is I've added another box with 10 frames in there because they're so packed out, they're ready. This gives them more space, so it buys us time. It'll also give us a split because I'll take this whole box off of here. And like I said, we'll verify where she's at, and we will end up using it to make splits off of. So Brittany's making notes on it now, and what we'll do is as we go through and finish evaluating the rest of these hives, we already know now that this one's packed out enough that it has a box across it. So if I have to, I can come back and manipulate a few of the frames up with capped brood in there and make sure that the queen is in these bottom two boxes, and I can allow Brittany to do some queen grafts and put the queen grafts in here and put a queen excluder in underneath this top box to keep the queen down in the bottom and allow this colony to raise queen cells for me. And then from there, I can, once they're started, I can move them into a nuke box to finish them out. So we'll, if we get to that point, we'll do a separate video just on that. So, but we're gonna go ahead and continue on, and then we'll bring you guys back, and I'll talk to you at the end and tell you how far we progressed and how things are going. So.
Right there is the queen.
Okay.
We know she's in there. And laying pretty good. To get the stone.
I got it.
So in hive number 2, we found the queen, and we are going to add another box because as I was looking down in between the frames, I was able to see covered down below, and it looked like it was fairly packed out too. So this hive will be one we will be splitting along with the other 3 more. We got three hives with
So 4 total now so far.
well, I meant 3 on top of this one. So 4 total hives that we've added a deep box on top. Second queen found today. This one is marked with a red dot. I think this is one of the...
This was one of our splits from last year that we grafted.
It should have been
her.
a blue dot, but with our blue marker last year, it wasn't working properly, so we just grabbed whatever color we had available. Because that would have been, red is the year before, so that would have been 2019, and the only ones we had at that time was the packages. That would have been, right? Am I right or wrong?
Yeah. Yeah, so let's I'll lift this up, see what we got down below.
Okay. All All right, we're in Michaela's hive. It's packed. She will have to have a box added to it.
In the center here where the brood is already hatched out, she's already backfilled it. There's some smaller larvae down in there.
These have been a drone brood. Taylor's hive right now. This side's got cat brood on it too.
Larvae.
Worker brood. Looks like some pollen.
I got a cat brood on this side.
Okay.
We're good on them. They're taking their pollen patty down like they're supposed to.
So both Michaela's hive and Taylor's hive will be having a box added to it.
Alright, so we got through all the hives today, and we ended up finding one more that we lost. It was being robbed out, so it was one of the late swarms we caught last year, and we knew it was weak when we treated with Apivar, but it finally ended up being taken over. So
That leaves us with 19.
Leaves us with 19, and 11 out of the 19 were strong enough that they needed another box added to them today to buy us time, or otherwise we were in trouble. So we're going to use those 11 to make splits off of. The other 8 are all strong colonies, but we're going to go ahead and put, we'll be back out here probably tomorrow if time allows, and get a honey super on all of those. That way we can try and catch some of this spring flow. So we'll see how it goes. If we do come out here, we'll shoot a video and show you. Basically all we're going to do really is pop the lid, put the honey super on there, and just put the lid back on top of the box. But we'll video it and kind of show you.
Put a queen excluder.
Yeah.
And then put the super on.
Yep. So that way we don't have the queen getting up into the honey super like we had the first year. So, and there's some controversy depending on who you talk to on queen excluders. Some say using them, they call them queen excluders or honey excluders. So we haven't had any problem using them. So we're going to continue to do it. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for spending time with us. Sorry for the wind. It keeps kind of gusting every once in a while. So I'm sure you guys are kind of hearing that. But we appreciate you guys spending time watching our videos. And be sure to comment down below. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.